Make America Great Again was a bid for nostalgia, to return to a place where, people could be in charge of their lives, feel empowered, say what they want.
Those are all negative things to these people. Howdy, y'all. I'm Brylan. So Hillary's October surprise is, herself. I think the left is in an absolute panic right now because they know with the rhetoric they've been spreading and with people seeing straight through their lies, I think that they know that if the election is actually legit, everything is fair, then they don't stand a chance. And so their last resort, the last thing that they have left, is to scream from the rooftops that Trump is Hitler. Now, they've been doing this for the last 10 years, so there's nothing new here. But if you notice, it's like their only talking point now. In fact, look at this. I don't know how they got Hillary away from the slot machines, but Hillary Clinton compares Trump campaign event coming up to a Nazi rally. But that was the same venue that hosted the Democratic National Convention the year that Bill Clinton won his first terms. It doesn't get any more ironic, any more hypocritical than this. It's just, these people are Looney Tunes. Hey, would you consider hitting the thumbs up button? When you like this video to get pushed out to more people, and it would really help spread the truth. In fact, look at this. Twice failed Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton claimed this week that former President Donald Trump was trying to reenact an infamous Nazi rally in the U.S. from the 1930s with one of his upcoming political events. Clinton made the inflammatory remarks Thursday night during an interview with CNN's Caitlin Collins when Collins asked Clinton if she believed Trump was a fascist. She said, Caitlin, I do. Of course. It's the oldest play in the book to accuse your enemy of who you are. In fact, here's the clip of her saying this on Caitlin Collins' show.
One other thing that you'll see next week, Caitlin, is Trump actually reenacting the Madison Square Garden rally in 1939. I write about this in my book. President Franklin Roosevelt was appalled that neo-Nazis, fascists in America were lining up to essentially pledge their support for the kind of government that they were seeing in Germany. So I don't think we can ignore it.
Ignore what? Something that hasn't happened? A rally being done at Madison Square Garden where lots of things happen? This is a scare tactic. Again, they have nothing left. Hillary can't campaign for Kamala legitimately. What is she going to tell Kamala to do? Do everything exactly the opposite that I did because I lost to Trump. Remember this. This is Hillary's entire argument, is that because Trump is holding a rally at Madison Square Garden, it's just like the rally that was supporting Germany in the 1930s. Remember, it was Hillary Clinton that said if you don't support her, then you're deplorable. This is the left. This is exactly how they feel about you. If you haven't sold your soul to the machine, if you haven't given yourself completely over to their insane radical political ideologies that are just literally meant to destroy everything in its wake, and that's all it has done and all it will ever continue to do, then you're a deplorable. Well, back in September, she doubled down on that.
Hillary trying to torpedo Kamala's chances of becoming the first female president. With polls being razor tight, Clinton thinks now is the perfect time to double down on her infamous deplorables line. Quote, the masks have come off, and if anything, deplorable is too kind a word for the hate.
Deplorable is too kind of a word to describe you. Someone who isn't a radical leftist, who doesn't want to destroy our country. Liberals think if they could just get rid of Christianity, jail conservatives, jail the Republican candidate, take life in the womb, abolish the Constitution, stack the Supreme Court, end the Electoral College, open the border, ban voter ID, and censor free speech, then we'll save democracy. You know, that's the left in a nutshell, though. They are so radical and anti-America, anti-constitutional republic, yet they constantly are yelling and screaming that you're the problem. You're just like Hitler. And no, it's not just Trump. If Trump was completely out of the way, then the worst person in the world is the person after Trump, and then the person after them, and then you and me. And anybody that hasn't given themselves over to the radical left agenda. Again, remove Trump from this. This is much deeper than Trump. This has to do with you as an American. If you love your freedoms as an American, and you believe that this country and the constitutional republic that we have should be upheld, listen as Hillary Clinton describes what MAGA means.
You know, Make America Great Again was a bid for nostalgia, to return to a place where, you know, people could be in charge of their lives, feel empowered, say what they want.
Do you hear what's happening here? So remember, she's trying to make this sound like the opposite of a good thing. She's trying to demean that people should have control of their own lives without government interference, that people should be able to speak freely and feel empowered to live a life where you can provide for your family. You can afford groceries, afford gas, afford paying rent, afford a mortgage, buy a home, live the American dream. Those are all negative things to these people. Do you get it yet? They're telling you straight to your face. They are shouting from the rooftops that everybody else is the fascists, not them, not the ones that are actually trying to literally remove your freedoms from you. And on the list goes. Do you get it yet? They're literally telling you who they are and what they're going to do and the things that they hate. Now, this is Hillary Clinton just saying the quiet part out loud regarding how the left thinks of free speech.
Boosting Trump back in 2016, but I also think there are Americans who are engaged in this kind of propaganda. And whether they should be civilly or even in some cases criminally charged is something that would be a better deterrent.
It would be a better deterrence to criminally charge you for saying things that they disagree with. This is the left. This is Kamala. This is who the left are telling you they are going to be. They will rule with an iron fist. And we're getting to a point where we won't be able to turn it around. And it's only by the grace of God that he allows the left not to have control over America anymore. We've seen how disastrous, we've seen how destructive it is, and it will continue to be. In fact, this was another story going around right now where the Trump's White House Chief of Staff, John Kelly, said that Trump said that he complained about his generals not being like Hitler's, that he wanted generals that were more like the German generals. Now, John Kelly been blatantly caught in many lies and pushing false information. In fact, while he was under Trump, he tried recruiting people to essentially sabotage him. He was caught doing this. And, well, clearly it didn't work. And now he's back with some new lies. Just, hey, right before the election. Now, this was said to be patently false by actually two former senior Pence advisors who refute John Kelly's Hitler comments about Trump. Two former senior advisors for Vice President Mike Pence strongly refuted General John Kelly's claim that Donald Trump once praised Hitler's generals. According to Kelly, who has disparaged Trump in the past, like I said, he's been caught doing this kind of thing, caught lying many times, but now he's telling the truth, you guys. We can believe it this time. Kelly said that the former president was fond of Hitler's generals because they were totally loyal to him. In fact, responding to this video where Commie Law has nothing else to run on except trying to convince you that Trump is guilty of everything the left is guilty of, Keith Kellogg said, Vice President Harris is a fraud. I was in the White House at a senior level much longer than General Kelly. He is complicit in this fraud and has lied to the American people. His lies, as well as John Bolton's, are a disservice to the nation at this critical time. Nick Ayers said, I've avoided commenting on intra-staff's leaks or rumors or even lies as it relates to my time at the White House. But General Kelly's comments regarding President Trump are too egregious to ignore. I was with each of them more than most, and his commentary is patently false. And he left a picture of Trump himself and Kelly there. I want you to check this out real quick. This is Matthew chapter 15. This is when Jesus was confronted by the Pharisees for disciples not washing their hands and defiling and not, doing things the proper way, in the way that they have set up and commanded that things be done above honoring God. It is them trying to be honored and stay honored and have control. And Jesus threatens their control, and that's one of the reasons they hated Jesus so much. But Jesus talks about what truly defiles a person. Listen to this. Verse 10, and he called the people to him and said to them, hear and understand. It is not what goes into the mouth that defiles a person, but what comes out of the mouth. This defiles a person. Then the disciples came and said to him, do you know that the Pharisees were offended when they heard this saying? He answered, every plant that my heavenly Father has not planted will be rooted up. Let them alone. They are blind guides. And if the blind lead the blind, both will fall into a pit. That is what you're seeing today. You are seeing the blind leading the blind. And they're not just blind, like outside of their own control, but we have created this atmosphere and fallen for this belief today that being blind to what's going on and not paying attention, being ignorant to it, not allowing ourselves to truly know the evil that is overtaking our society, like that's a virtuous thing. Like that's a good thing to not know what's going on, to stay out of it, to not speak up for truth, to allow evil to take over. That is not a virtuous thing. That is a wicked thing. And too many Christians today have sat back and watched all this take place, and they think that they're doing the right thing. And that is not the case whatsoever. All you are doing is allowing yourself to be purposely blinded to what's going on and then led by those who are blind. And, that's what's happening in our society today. But you also see that, you look at the left, they are the blind leading the blind, absolutely. And you're seeing them fall into a major pit right now. This isn't Jesus talking about the left in America today, but this can be used as an example of what the blind leading the blind does. You will fall into a pit and be destroyed. So let's pray that God would bless our nation and give us the courage to stand on truth and not give in to this evil. But hey, let me know your thoughts about all this in the comment section. I would love to hear from you. And if you wouldn't mind hitting that subscribe button, join this community. I would love to hear from you on a regular basis. And please hit that thumbs up button. When you like this video, to get pushed out to more people, and it would really help spread the truth. All right, I'll see you in the next video.